welcome to E-Town News, जहां आपको मिलेगा डेली डोज ऑफ बॉलीवुड न्यूज, फैशन ट्रेंड्स, टीवी एंड सोशल मीडिया से जुड़े हर अपडेट. A show which gives you the day's lowdown of all the best happenings in the world of glamour. तो इंतजार किस बात का? Let's take a look at today's headlines.
क्यों करीना ने प्रियंका को कहा that she can never survive in Hollywood? क्या अपनी फिल्म गुलाबो सिताबो की डिजिटल रिलीज से मेगा स्टार अमिताभ बच्चन हैं अपसेट? नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीकी की वाइफ ने नवाज की फैमिली पर लगाए सीरियस एलिगेशंस. बिग बी की मच टॉक्ड अबाउट फिल्म गुलाबो सिताबो के बाद उनकी दो और फिल्म्स झुंड और चेहरे अब हो सकती है डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पर रिलीज. एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू सोर्सेज, बिग बी इज नॉट प्लीज्ड टू हियर दिस डेवलपमेंट. कोविड-19 लॉकडाउन की वजह से इंडिया में थिएटर्स इंडेफिनिट टाइम तक के लिए बंद हैं. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस, मेनी फिल्म मेकर्स हैव टेकन द डिजिटल राउट टू रिलीज देयर फिल्म्स. Big B's film Gulabo Sitabo is one of the first projects to release on an OTT platform. And apparently, Amitabh Bachchan's next two films, Jhund and Chehre, are also being considered for a direct digital release just like Gulabo Sitabo. और Zoom को exclusively sources से पता चला है कि Big B इस बात से थोड़े upset है as all the three of his upcoming films are going for a direct digital release. सोर्सेस का ये भी कहना है कि बिग बी ने अपने कंसर्न्स को फिल्म के मेकर्स के साथ शेयर भी किया है. दरअसल बिग बी को लगता है कि उनकी फैन फॉलोइंग स्मॉल टाउन्स में भी काफी ज्यादा है और अगर फिल्म को डिजिटल रिलीज मिलती है तो उनकी फिल्म हर एक फैन तक नहीं पहुंच पाएगी, as most of them can't afford highly priced subscriptions of OTT platforms. लेकिन यहाँ ध्यान देने वाली बात है कि बिग बी also understands the challenges of the producers and the need to release the films digitally. In fact, बिग बी ने गुलाबो सिताबो की डिजिटल रिलीज को काफी सपोर्ट दिखाया. In one of his social media posts, he even said, "It's an honor to be a part of yet another challenge with the digital release of Gulabo Sitabo in his 51st year of film career." अमित जी ने टेक्नोलॉजी से अपने रिलेशनशिप के बारे में बार बार बात की है. इनफैक्ट ही इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट एक्टिव सेलेब्स ऑन ट्विटर, इंस्टाग्राम एंड इवन हैज हिज ओन ब्लॉग. सभी जानते हैं हाउ बिग बी हैज मैनेज्ड टू स्टे रेलेवेंट इवन एट दिस एज बाय एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग विद डिफरेंट रोल्स एंड अडैप्टिंग टू द चेंजिंग टाइम्स. और इसी तरह उन्होंने अपनी फिल्म्स के डिजिटल रिलीज के डिसीजन को भी सपोर्ट दिखाया है. उनकी आने वाली फिल्म्स के बारे में बात करें तो गुलाबो सिताबो is all set to release on a digital platform on June 12th और उनकी नेक्स्ट फिल्म झुंड को लेकर भी काफी एक्साइटमेंट है. कुछ दिनों पहले बिग बी ने अपने सोशल मीडिया अकाउंट्स के थ्रू नागराज मंजले डायरेक्टेड झुंड का टीजर शेयर किया था, जिसके लिए उन्हें काफी अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स मिला था. बिग बी की फिल्म्स को लेकर हमेशा ही काफी एक्साइटमेंट रहती है एंड हिज फैंस विल ऑलवेज बी अवेटिंग द रिलीज ऑफ हिज फिल्म्स, चाहे वो थिएटर्स में हो या डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म्स पर. नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीकी की वाइफ आलिया सिद्दीकी ने नवाजुद्दीन की फैमिली पर लगाया फिजिकल टॉर्चर का एलिगेशन. आलिया का कहना है कि नवाज की पहली वाइफ भी सेम रीजंस की वजह से ही नवाज से अलग हुई थी. नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीकी और उनकी वाइफ आलिया सिद्दीकी अपने डिवोर्स की न्यूज के चलते पिछले कुछ दिनों से सुर्खियों में हैं. और अब नवाज की वाइफ आलिया ने नवाज की फैमिली पर उन्हें मेंटली और फिजिकली टॉर्चर करने का एलिगेशन लगाया है. आलिया का कहना है कि नवाज ने खुद कभी उन पर हाथ नहीं उठाया, बट शी डिड मेंशन दैट हिज ब्रदर रेज्ड हिज हैंड ऑन हर. साथ ही आलिया का ये भी कहना है कि उनके और नवाज के बीच शुरुआत से ही प्रॉब्लम्स थीं, लेकिन उन्होंने चीजों को हैंडल करने की कोशिश की और साथ ही उन्हें छिपा कर भी रखा. Alia said, he, Nawaz, had never raised his hands on me, but the shouting and arguments had become unbearable. You could say though that only that was left. Yes, but his family has mentally and physically tortured me a lot. His brother had even hit me. His mother and brothers and sisters-in-law used to stay with us only in Mumbai. So I've been bearing a lot for too many years. His first wife had also left him for this reason alone. It's a pattern. There are already 7 cases registered by the wives of their house against them. And 4 divorces have taken place. This is the 5th one. It's a pattern in this family. आलिया का ये भी कहना है कि वो अपने बच्चों की सोल कस्टडी चाहती हैं, क्योंकि उनके अकॉर्डिंग नवाज अपने दोनों बच्चों की ना ही केयर करते हैं, ना ही पिछले कुछ महीनों में वो उनसे मिलने आए हैं. She said, however big an actor you've become, what's the point if you're not a good person? What's the point if you can't respect your wife and kids? Our kids don't even remember when their father last visited them. It's been 3-4 months since he's met his kids, but he doesn't care. So even the kids have become used to it and don't ask for him. I want sole custody of my kids. आपको बता दें कि अब तक नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीकी ने आलिया सिद्दीकी के किसी एलिगेशन का जवाब नहीं दिया है और फिलहाल वो अपनी मदर की बीमारी की वजह से उत्तर प्रदेश के स्मॉल टाउन बुधाना में रह रहे हैं. वहीं बॉम्बे टाइम्स के साथ चैट के दौरान आलिया सिद्दीकी mentioned that she has reverted back to her original name Anjana Kishore Pandey and that she doesn't want Nawaz's identity to define her. She even has mentioned that there is no chance of reconciliation. Well, अब देखना ये होगा कि अपनी वाइफ के लगाए allegations पर नवाज किस तरह से रिप्लाई करते हैं और कब तोड़ते हैं अपनी चुप्पी.
Whom do you love the most in the world?
अनन्या पांडे हैं अपनी मॉमी भावना पांडे के सुपर क्लोज. मॉमी डॉटर डुओ का लव फॉर ईच अदर सोशल मीडिया पर अक्सर फैंस को देखने के लिए मिलता है. And in a recent social media post, भावना पांडे revealed वो अपनी डार्लिंग डॉटर अनन्या पांडे की वेडिंग में क्या पहन सकती हैं. Well, you heard it right. भावना पांडे के दिमाग में एक ऐसी ड्रेस है जो वो अनन्या पांडे की शादी के लिए ट्राई कर सकती हैं. Well, a few days back, Bhavna had shared a beautiful photo from her wedding reception, sharing all the happy photos as she posed with hubby Chunky Pandey. The star mommy shared that her reception dress is still intact, just that she doesn't fit into it anymore. भावना पांडे के इस पोस्ट से ये भी रिवील हुआ कि she was the first real bride that Manish Malhotra had ever dressed. Replying to which Ananya Pandey wrote, "You're the OG." अनन्या पांडे के इसी सोशल मीडिया मैसेज के बाद her mom expressed the desire to wear her reception dress at Ananya Pandey's wedding. Bhavna Pandey wrote, "Still have it intact and stunning. Hopefully we'll fit into it once again maybe for at Ananya Pandey's wedding." Well, भावना पांडे के इस रिस्पॉन्स पर अनन्या पांडे ने कैसे रिएक्ट किया ये सोशल मीडिया पर विजिबल नहीं है. But we are surely gonna ask Ananya how she feels as mommy भावना already उनकी शादी के बारे में सोच रही हैं. About Manish Malhotra, who had put together the outfit in the first place, wrote, "First real bride I dressed, and the unconventional soft powder blue is the color I chose. As always wanted to be different, and in those days, I had not launched my label, and I use only design and style for the movies and design and style at Chunky Pandey. First and special to me always at Bhavna Pandey. Beautiful and charming bride, and a long journey to styling and designing at Ananya Pandey for at Soti Official. #memories." Well, Manish Malhotra is close to Pandey family. ऐसे में कोई doubt नहीं कि whenever Ananya Pandey plans to get married, Manish Malhotra ही होंगे उनकी पूरी family के designer. Coming up on the show, रहना है तेरे दिल में co-stars R Madhavan और Diya Mirza की candid conversation.
Hi everyone, all of you joining us live right now. I hope you're all home and you're safe and you're happy. Today's Down to Earth with Tea is with a very special human being. Someone I did my first film with. I was only 19 when I met him. It was a very unique experience working with R Madhavan in our first film, Rehna Hai Tere Dil Mein. And I've known him now for 20 years. And we've not worked together in a film after our first film, but we've stayed in touch. And I really admire him. He's an amazing artist, as you all know, but he's also an incredible human being. And we do have a shared love for nature, something that we're going to explore today on Down to Earth with Tea.
Gotcha.
Hi!
Hi, how are you?
I was so excited and I was so nervous because some days the Wi-Fi acts up, some days the sound isn't very good, and I was like, let me go on a little early and just start the conversation to see if it's going okay.
I am nervous because of more than one reason. One, I think we are on the screen together for the first time after Rehna Hai Tere Dil Mein. We've never done an interview or an ad or nothing together. Secondly, I don't think you look a day older than the first day I met you. And that's a big problem.
Oh.
Because you look charming and as beautiful as ever, my lady. So
It makes me so happy to see you right now, Maddie. You know,
thank you.
I don't know what, I really, words are not adequate to express just the power of this, just being able to see each other, you know, and be able to connect at a time like this. And I'm really happy that we're meeting like this for the first time with so many people joining us to talk about something that we've never spoken about together. I actually want to start from the beginning because you've had an amazing journey so far. You've traveled, you've lived in different parts of the country, you've lived in different parts of the world, you've had such varied life experiences, even through the characters that you've played. But I want you to start with Jamshedpur. What was it like growing up in Jamshedpur, in a simple Tambram family, eating vegetarian food?
Yeah, I'm going to jump right into it. I think I've had the best childhood that anybody can imagine having. I grew up in a small town called Jamshedpur, Tata Nagar at that point of time. And it was a small town. And I think it was such a small town and so impactful that I've always carried that small town boy attitude with me till date. And it served me well. Being a small town boy means that, you know, you're more aware of everybody around you. Unlike a big metropolis, you know, you have to be involved with your neighbors' lives. You have to be involved with your friends' lives to an extent that today it seems almost interference. But at that time, it was considered caring. And when you're in a small town, one of the things that you become part of is nature, is the geography of the place. The flora and the fauna becomes part of your upbringing. You know, the years of wiring and conditioning that you get in a place like that, if you spend, especially I spent 18, 20 years there, you learn to respect or disrespect things depending on how the people around you reacted to it. And thankfully for me, the Tatas ran the city. And from very earlier on in my life, I remember the importance of them trying to say the importance of greenery.
Yeah, I think it keeps us rooted and connected with not just, I was talking to a friend of mine last night and he was telling me that environmentalism is really nothing but a reminder for all of us that all life is connected. You know, जो रिश्ते इंसानों के बीच बनते हैं वैसे ही रिश्ते कुदरत और इंसान के बीच में बनने चाहिए. एंड व्हेन यू बिकम सेंसिटिव टू दैट symbiotic nature, that relationship, you just become a better person. You know, you're more inclusive to everything.
Yeah, I think this the COVID era and what's happening around the world today has made everybody take a deeper look at themselves more than anything else. And a lot of priorities are becoming clearer as you go along. And I think one of the things that everybody is realizing is it's really important to be in touch with who you really are, what really makes sense. And without a doubt, for any, it doesn't matter which community, which religion you belong to, eventually everybody says you have to be one with nature to be at peace. I don't know how many of us have privilege enough to actually walk amongst trees, or how many of us have had the privilege of actually walking on grass, in the few, before the COVID era. You're just walking on grass and you'll realize you're not capable of walking on grass anymore. You've been walking with shoes so much that your feet are so sensitive that you can't do something as simple as that.
I want you to talk about the fact that you are a farmer. I don't think many people know that you are an urban farmer. You've been growing your own vegetables. I've been looking at those videos and pictures for years now with absolute envy, because it's something that I really want to do but haven't gotten around to doing yet. But this time, during this lockdown, I've become so acutely aware of how important and urgent it is for us to also start urban farming, to just be able to start growing our own food as well. Bolo, farmer kaise bane?
I have a friend of mine who actually got this, the greenery bug instilled in me. He has a house in Malaysia that I used to play. I'm a golfer, so we spend a lot of time in nature anyways. But when I saw what he was talking about, I felt very excited, because he said there is a process called hydroponics.
When was this?
This is about 8 years ago.
When was this?
8 years ago, in about 2012. So he said that there's a process called hydroponics, where you can grow plants without having the requirement for soil. You don't have to actually need soil. You can grow it with water and put nutrients in it. For me, being a science guy, I'm like, oh, is that ever possible? And I did my research and I realized it was kind of possible. And it was actually quite an amazing way that a lot of people who didn't have fair weather throughout the year were growing vegetables.